Hi friends, how's it going? Today I have kind of a little bit of a, I guess it's a little bit different. It's different from like the norm, but then I keep thinking I don't even know what the norm is with my YouTube videos, so we'll just see how it goes. What we're doing today is we're going to be looking at some TikTok hacks. Moving tips. I mentioned this in my last video, but we are in the process of trying to sell our house. We're doing a lot of packing, putting a lot of stuff in the storage unit, really trying to get everything that we don't need regularly put away. So I wanted to go on TikTok because TikTok is my favorite way to waste time. In addition to being incredibly entertaining, there's a lot of really great hacks and tips and tricks and stuff on there for pretty much anything ever. But today we're gonna be focusing on the moving tips. Also wanted to make sure you guys know that I am having a couple of giveaways over on my Discord. I'm going to be doing a get ready with me kind of video, not video, but like a little like live stream kind of thing on Saturday. And then also we're doing a giveaway where if you post a minimum of 50 posts on Discord, which is really easy to do, it's literally like a chat room, it's very easy to post that many times, you'll be entered to win the Animal Crossing collection from ColourPop. And then if you come to my get ready with me tomorrow, you will be able to be entered to win the Lizzie McGuire collection from ColourPop, because I have both of these just kind of hanging around. I want to be able to give them to you. So discord.gg/LeeshaLand, you can come over, introduce yourself, come talk with us. We do question of the day every day, lots of different discussions going on, and we'd love to have you there. Let's get into it.
9 days until we move. One of the best things you can do when you're moving is set aside a first night box.
This is something I've never ever would have thought of, but it's so genius.
Everything to make sure you're comfy. Toolkit, a first aid kit, trash bags, soap and
so this is just the first box you open
paper, pajamas,
when you
the next day.
Move in, and I think that this is so smart.
You either get it or you don't.
I've been packing everything really by room and not really thinking about what we would need right away. I've only moved 4 times. And I know most of those times, at least, were incredibly overwhelming, and not knowing where to go, where to start. With packing everything, it's felt that way for sure, of like feeling really, really overwhelmed with everything. So I kind of love this idea because moving is stressful. There's like so many things happening that you've got to like pay attention to. And having the first night box that just has the main things, the comfortable things that will make you feel like, okay, we're getting into a new home and we're gonna make it feel like a home, is so smart. So I'm definitely going to keep this in mind. You know, we're putting a lot of stuff in storage right now, so it'll be one of the last things to pack, I think, because it's all the stuff you want all the time anyways. I really like that one. I would have never ever thought to do that.
With only 5 days left, you got to finish packing the pod, because trust me, you want to get ahead of this for a stress-free move. So today I'm sharing a couple more of my favorite packing hacks. Kicking off with an oldie but a good.
I have heard about using your suitcases for heavy stuff, and that's really smart. And I almost wish I did that, because I know I've already packed my cookbooks, and I definitely should have put them into the suitcases that have nothing in them, because that box is terrifyingly heavy. I've also seen this tip before. I've never done it. I don't know if I'll do that one. This is interesting, and this is not one that I'm not too worried about makeup going anywhere, just because it's just gonna be like in the back of my car since we're not moving that far. Putting
scissors with this hot tip. Just fold the end of the tape.
Putting your the label, okay, both of those, oh my gosh, putting the label on the side is something I keep trying to remember too, because all the boxes that we have are like, which room is this for, and it says it right at the top, and if you're like everything's stacked, you can't see that, so it's not gonna be helpful. But the other thing there that I really wish that I was doing, actually I wish like Amazon and all these different places did that, but it's with the tape like folded over at the end, so you have like that little tab to grab on to open it. Genius. So smart. Definitely amazing. I need to start writing the names on the sides of the boxes. The toilet paper roll with the jewelry is really smart too, but I just don't see myself taking the time. Plus, I don't have a lot of jewelry. If I had good jewelry, that would be something I would definitely be doing. That little side tape thing, oh my gosh. I feel so dumb for not thinking of that one.
So I just discovered.
Ooh, this is interesting too, because I just had to take down all of the photos I have on the wall of us, because, you know, when you're staging a home, you have to literally have no evidence of you as a person. It has to just be like very plain and bland so people can visualize themselves living there. So you always have to take down any pictures, any personal stuff. So this is just putting a box together so that it can fit frames instead of like a normal, so it's a lot higher.
So I just discovered
That's cool. That's really interesting. I think for our frames, like I said, we're not moving far. We're just moving out of this house. So I think for the majority of my frames, I'm just going to put them in the back of my car. That's kind of been my play. This is definitely worth saving though, because if I do need to put them in a storage unit or anything like that, this is a really creative way on how to make sure nothing's going to break. Okay, I need a minute with this one. Sometimes you find these tips that are so simple and so like duh, but you don't think about it yourself, and then when you see it, you're just like, oh my god. I have so many pastry bags, icing bags. I've decorated many cakes, many cupcakes, piping, all of that stuff, and I have never ever thought to put the patching primer stuff, this stuff, in just a Ziploc and squeeze it like that. Every time we've done this, it's like in the tub and you have to like scoop it out and then smear it on the wall, and it's like gross. Like I don't like touching things, so like ugh. But this has been a big thing that we're having to think about because we have like 4 gallery like picture frame gallery walls, and then like you look back here and all this stuff that's on the walls. There are a ton of holes in my walls because of all the things I've hung up over the last 7 years. So when I see something like this that makes it way more simple to fill those and to just not have to touch things and to easily smooth out and stuff, this is so smart. I am absolutely going to be using that just to squeeze it.
So we got a hot tip. They can go to local.
We've done this. We went to the grocery store and got some boxes. The grocery store wasn't the best place though, because the ones that they had, at least when we went, were all produce boxes, which have a giant hole in the bottom, which isn't the worst because you definitely can take a piece of cardboard and tape it on the bottom, and then, you know, you have a regular box, but it doesn't have a lid. So it's good for like if you're moving stuff that doesn't need to be stored, that can be open. Definitely no problem. But what we did learn is that with grocery stores and stuff, the best thing you can do is go at night in the evening when it's like the night cruise on, and tell them, and then they won't break down the boxes and they'll save them for you in the morning. But both times that we went in the morning and they had already broken down the boxes and gotten rid of them for the day, so they didn't really have much. So he said the best thing to do is to go at night, tell the night crew working, then they'll save the boxes for you. But this is definitely a great way to get boxes. Also, going on, if your community has a Facebook page or Nextdoor, there's lots of people that are moving and have those boxes and would be more than happy to give them to you so they don't have to figure out how to break them down.
So I always move really sloppy.
So I already can see what she's doing with the paper bags, and I'm like,
because you have to store them.
that's so
Dollar
smart.
Store, right? Brown paper bags.
That's so smart. I just wrapped up a bunch of mugs yesterday, and we had gotten just the regular paper that you see. It reminds me of like when I go to Home Goods, that's what they wrap everything up in. But that's really smart. Different colored duct tape for the boxes is also really smart too, because then you know exactly which is which.
From the dollar store though, and I had way too much fun with this. I used it on everything. I may have gone overboard.
So shrink wrap is also very fun.
Shrink wrap, I guess. And
Very fun. We've been doing that with like the IKEA Alex drawers.
Pinterest.
But the brown bags is genius. I've heard about the coffee filters though. But the brown bags is really smart. The other one that I've heard is using socks or just using your clothes to wrap up glass, mugs, plates, that kind of thing, because it's already stuff that you need to pack and it's doing like double duty. The only downside to that, of course, is if you're like me and you have just tons of stuff, having it all mixed together can be a little bit more stressful in the like unpacking process. I've been realizing throughout this that I get very overwhelmed when it's a lot of things, and my house has always had a lot of things and it's been very cluttered. So it's been a very much like a very difficult process for me because I have to like figure out how to like break down a giant task, and that's not something I've really mastered yet. I'm aware of it, which I feel like is the first step, is being aware of it, but we're getting there. So this is interesting. If this is the garbage bags, yeah, okay. So this is like the most popular thing. I'm gonna pause this. This is the most popular thing for clothes that are in your closet, is taking the garbage bag, taking a section of clothes that are hung up, and then just wrapping it around it, and then you just can hang it right back up. And especially if you do it this way, you can reuse the garbage bag, because there's other ways where they cut a hole in the bottom and they put it over the top. Well, that's easier to get the actual clothes into the garbage bag. You can't reuse the garbage bag. So I do like this way. I think this is really, really smart in a very quick way, because like last night, one of the things that I was doing, I went through my closet and I had like, oh my God, you guys, I have a video that I can put here, but it was just, this is just my closet and just the donate stuff from my closet. And it was something like probably 15 or 16 garbage bags full of clothes. But I had a section set aside for clothes that don't fit me anymore that I want to sell on Poshmark, because they're really good quality clothes. So last night I was taking those clothes and putting them into some storage bins so that I knew where they were. So once we're all settled, I can actually start going through those to sell them. And I'm sitting there like, I was watching a movie, and I think it took like half the movie, because I'm sitting there rolling up everything, rolling up all the jeans, like putting them away, and it's 2 gigantic storage containers of clothes that I want to sell, which is great because they weren't hung up, but it took a really long time. So definitely I can see if you have all your clothes hung up in a closet and then you have to take them all down and then put them back up, that's time you don't need to worry about. With something like this is so smart. This was the most common hack or tip that I came across, like, as far as moving goes on TikTok, and it's really, really smart.
I'm back with another moving update. Because I have more clothes than I care to admit, I wanted some boxes that would make my move that much easier. I picked up these ducky boxes.
That's interesting, but again, I feel like the garbage bags those have to be expensive. Those bags can't possibly be cheap. So I think that's not a bad idea, especially if you have to go like across country or something where you need them to be in a box. It can't just be like in a garbage bag, but those probably cost a decent amount of money. Oh, ma'am, you are way more organized than me.
Make a QR code, tape it to the box.
I freaking wish. I wish that I could do something like this, but absolutely not. Absolutely not. Let me tell you guys how I packed my kitchen.
1.
Open the box.
2.
Tape the bottom.
3.
Put in as much shit that could fit. Taped the top and wrote kitchen.
And that's the way you do it.
I absolutely wish that I had the time and the patience to go through, write down everything that is in every single box, on top of that QR code it, and then be able to do that. But no, ma'am, I can't. This is for like the elite movers. The comments are saying exactly the other thing too, where it's so much more effort to go through and like have to print those out when you could literally have just written the 6 things that were in there on like the side of the box with a Sharpie. No.
Hey y'all, it's your Realtor Nana coming at you from my big, beautiful, empty new house. So just so you know, realtors sometimes move as well. And I'm telling you, it was tough. I've got a lot of sympathy and empathy for my buyers.
See, this
now.
is helpful because
Moving
it's a
tough.
lot
There's
more
no way
work
around
than
it. A couple of quick hints. Take deep breaths.
than anyone
And
wants
2,
to
remember
realize
to pack
until they're in the
2
middle of
boxes
it.
every night. And
This
what
is
I'm
smart,
doing now
though.
that I'm on the other side of it, I'm
This is
unpacking
something,
2 boxes every day. Take it slow, take it easy, enjoy, and if you need any help, give me a call.
Yeah.
Thanks.
This is definitely something that I need to keep in mind, because we have really been doing a lot in a very short period of time. And I want to remember, especially when we are in our new place, the 2 boxes a day is a really great way to make it not feel really overwhelming, not feel like you have to have everything unpacked in like a day, because that can happen and it's stressful. Packing everything is so stressful. So I really do like this 2 boxes a day. When it comes to actually moving though, I think that only really will work, 1, if you don't have a lot of stuff, and 2, if you are planning like 3 months ahead of time. At least for me, if I was to do 2 boxes a day, it would take a very, very, very long time. A very long time. But for unpacking, I'm not against the 2 boxes a day. That sounds completely doable and not overwhelming at all.
Hello everybody, this is my moving tip part 1.
When I have skincare bottles like this, I will usually get packaging tape and wrap them
And then
with
pack it
so
together.
that will help them to-
That's pretty smart. Right now, all of my stuff's just thrown in a bin because I know it's not going to go in storage or anything. It's just going to go like in my car and then back into wherever our new house is. So it's going to like A to B. So I'm not worrying too much about that kind of stuff because I know that this is not the stuff that I'm going to have put away for a long time or it's going to be traveling a really long distance. But that is a good idea. I also really like the hack that you open up all of your bottles, you take the cap off, and then you put an upside down Ziploc over it, and then you put the cap on the outside because then it won't spill. Another one that's really smart.
The easiest way to keep your boxes organized is to indicate which room it should be in,
Yes,
as
I've
well
done
as
that.
what is inside of
Have
it,
not done
both
that.
broad and specific.
Halfway there. Number your boxes instead of labeling them is also something that's very smart. But again, this is going into far more detail than my brain will let me because I'm just not organized. So I can write what room it goes in, and that's about as far as I could go. This one, what, you just wrap, you plastic wrap it, right? Because I've known this one, yeah. You just plastic wrap it, keep everything, and then you just put it in the new drawer. This one's very smart, super easy. Because, I mean, with this kind of stuff, it's such small stuff. You don't want it to be just, like, loosely rolling all around in the boxes. And this way, it's all clean. You don't have to worry about cleaning it after.
Handiest boxes for moving house, check.
Okay. So, I did a stream on Amazon recently where one of the things that we talked about was these shopping crates that you can actually just buy. They fold down flat so you can keep them, you know, like store them wherever in your car or trunk or garage, whatever. And they're flat, but they come up and they're like a giant, they're like the little handheld cart that you get at the grocery store, but they were bigger. When I saw this TikTok, I was like, oh my God, that's so smart. Having something like that for all of the pantry foods and stuff and not having to like worry about actually packing it in boxes, which I get kind of iffy, just personally, I get iffy about packing food in cardboard boxes because the last thing I want is for them to accidentally get placed somewhere where I forget about them. And then I'm like, oh, here's all this food that went bad. So I kind of love this idea for things like food, refrigerator stuff, maybe refrigerator stuff you want to put in a cooler, obviously, but you know what I mean. I might need to get a couple of these for the stuff that's in the pantry, my baking stuff, all that jazz.
Here's a tip: if you're moving, put everything in baskets. That way it's easier to just put everything inside of a bigger
Okay,
basket.
so it's just putting like fruits and vegetables and stuff in like a shower caddy kind of basket so you can easily move it to and from. That is smart. I like the crates better though, not gonna lie. So we just went through a whole bunch of moving tips on TikTok. Definitely got some good ideas there. I think the one with the tape and doing the little tab at the end so you can easily open the boxes is really, really smart. Obviously with moving clothes that are in the closet, having like the garbage bags, I think is the easiest thing that we're ever going to be able to do. Opening 2 boxes a day, or if you have a lot of time, packing 2 boxes a day. Packing 2 boxes a day is so easy. Here, the brown paper bags too, so smart. And the putty one of like having it in like a Ziploc, like an icing. Oh my gosh, genius. Okay, so there's my video showing you some top TikTok moving tips. Let me know if you guys have any moving tips you want to let me know about because I could definitely use all the advice and help that I can get. And let me know if you enjoyed this little TikTok watch video and we can definitely do some more different ones. I know I've been watching this one guy on TikTok that makes he kind of looks like the before Captain America, and I don't mean that like an insult at all, but he does these videos where he creates all these like old like 1920s, 30s, 40s recipes, and he creates them. Like the one that I just saw was him making bean pie, and he also made water pie. There was just a bunch, and his reactions and the way that it's genius. But anyways, besides the point. All right guys, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys soon. Bye.